Are we rolling?
Do you hear me?
I do.
Okay.
Do you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
Happy Halloween. By the way, I had some listeners respond to me and said, I hate Halloween too. So
Yeah.
glad Felicia hates Halloween.
That's right. A lot of people hate Halloween.
But let's discuss how we killed Halloween.
Well, you did, as that's your obsession now. Apparently, all the damage I've done to you growing up, somehow it's paid off.
Last week we were saying how, Lennon's probably over the costume now.
Right.
And I was the only one who really cared about it.
Right.
But the Halloween parade, first of all, at school, it felt like it was 90 degrees. I was like sweating.
Well, it
And
was hot.
It was really warm in the
Yes.
sun. And I kept thinking, I'm not going to be able to wear this Deadpool costume. I'm going to be dying.
right.
But when he got home from school, he was over the Minions.
Oh.
He was like, I'm ready to do Deadpool.
There you go.
And
Okay.
it was really an amazing moment that
Good.
the whole family got involved. And Bowie,
You all look great.
Bowie was so good. He came with us for over an hour and a half for trick-or-treating.
Uh-huh.
The only one disappointment in our family. Who do you think it was?
You.
Why was I disappointing? I was fantastic.
I will never say Casey's a disappointment.
He was last night
No.
because he had to take that Wolverine outfit off before we even started trick-or-treating.
I was
Casey,
schwitzing.
I'm going to give you a moment
He
to
was
apologize.
uncomfortable. Leave him alone.
No, he looked so good. The abs.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Let's go.
Earlier in the day, we were at the Marion Street School Halloween parade.
Right, I just said that.
And one of the dads, I won't name names, looks at me and says, "Can you imagine being one of these adults dressing up like this for Halloween?"
And then you said
It got in my head a little bit.
Right. I understand.
Oh
I
my
went,
God.
"Ugh."
Knowing full well we were going to go trick-or-treating with this dad, I thought,
I can't.
this is going to get real awkward if we're out trick-or-treating and I am one of the adults that he was referencing earlier.
It's like the same adults who love going to Disney over and over
Mom.
and over and over.
I mean, that's a whole other...
No, it's a whole other level. But that's, Mom. What?
So that was one element. The other element was it was like wearing a sauna suit. It
Right.
was so
It was
hot
so
inside this thing, and I just
Well, you did the picture.
I decided to go out as local barber.
There you go.
That's what I was for Halloween.
I shockingly wasn't as I thought I was going to be warm. I wasn't
Right.
at all. The costume was so comfortable.
Yeah, it
the
looked really
only
comfortable.
thing that wasn't was like, I don't like a lot of
High neck.
Yeah, I don't like a high neck. I don't like a lot of fabric around my neck, and I was at moments like, ugh. And the mask. When I wore the mask, I couldn't see shit.
Well.
So if you saw pictures, I had to pull up the mask. But it was so cute. And Lennon, like all the neighbors were like, Lennon, the same thing happened to Lennon last year. After a solid time of getting the candy, Lennon's like, I'm good.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
yeah.
And I respect it so much.
Yeah, he knows his own mind.
And he was like that last year. Meanwhile, he was done, and his friend was like, we're just getting started. So I was grateful that he was done. He's like, can we go home? I was like, absolutely. It's time to go. And then we all hung out. We ordered pizzas and sat outside because it was so nice out.
It was beautiful out. Yes, it was.
So nice out.
Yep.
I did something during the day yesterday that I cannot believe. I'm embarrassed to admit this.
You did what?
I got something that I hadn't had. Look at Felicia's face.
Ice cream? No.
Mom.
Croissant.
It's not food.
Oh.
I took myself to the town library and got myself a library card. I hadn't had a library card.
Okay. I don't have one either.
I felt so bad. The woman's like, are you sure you never had one? I'm going to look your name up because if you have any dues, you are
have
going
to
to
pay
have to owe. And I was like, she's like, do you have a library card somewhere else? I was like, I don't think so. And there was no record. And I wanted to get a library card because some of my fellow townies have told me there's an app called Libby. And if you have a library card, you put in your card number, and then you could literally online get audiobooks. You could reserve books. So I was like, this is amazing.
But you still have to go to the library and get them?
But if it's an electronic, I don't.
Like an audio.
An audiobook.
Right.
So, of course, I have my name on a wait list for 3 audiobooks. And, of course, the one book I wanted, there's like a 3-month wait. So what did I do? I bought it. So I'm now reading a book. And it's called, one of my friends, my neighbors is reading it. It's called All Fours by Miranda July. And it's about a 45-year-old woman who basically is like about to have a midlife crisis. Like goes on a road trip and leaves her one child and husband. And Casey, I might be worried because while I read this, I might start getting some thoughts in my head.
Except you won't go alone.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You would never go alone.
Maybe I won't go on a road trip. Maybe I'll do something else. You know, who knows?
Who knows?
You had your midlife crisis.
You don't
turning
have the
40.
patience for a road trip.
No, I never want to do a road trip. Not with my bladder. I don't want to do a road trip. But you had your midlife crisis at 40, and you're about to have another one, and you're already planning it for your 50th.
What?
Oh, so you're for your 45th?
Well, every
So not
5
for your
years.
50th, for your 45th.
Well, yeah, which is...
Casey's going, driving across the country. He drove across the country with his
But
best
they
friend.
enjoyed it.
I know. I'm just saying he's already planning his 45th.
Okay. He's loud.
I want to plan my midlife crisis.
Normalizing big things every 5 years.
I agree.
So, Felicia, how was your week? What's going on in the plain view?
Well, we had last night, like a tarot card reader at the clubhouse, but you had to pay for it. It was $15.
How much?
$15.
I hope you
per
paid
person.
for it.
No, because I don't believe in that.
Oh, God damn it.
And
This would have been really funny.
I did not feel like it, but I went last night, and she was in a private room because as I said to the girls, if they did it out in the open, it would be like going to a gynecologist with your legs spread open.
I totally disagree. It would be like seeing Teresa Caputo live.
I know, but
Why would it be like a gynecologist?
Because maybe it's private. Maybe she's going to say something to you that you don't
But
want
if you
the
don't
world.
believe,
But
then
I
that's
don't-
bullshit.
But the girls who did it believed.
And you think she's saying something so
I
personal?
don't know. I don't know. I didn't go in the room.
And you didn't ask people what was said?
I said to the two
Who did
girls-
it? Did any of your friends do it?
Two or three of them did.
Did Ellen did it? Did Karen
Ellen
do it?
didn't. Ellen and I are very.
Our main players didn't do it.
Karen wanted to do it, but she was closed out.
This is very Karen.
She was closed out. Yeah, Karen loves that, and a few other friends did.
All right, so
when they came out of the room, and I said, "So," and they went, "So shit, so shit was shit." I went, "Okay."
I can't
So
compare
we were at the
tarot
bar.
card reading
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
gynecologists.
And they had,
They're never
everything's
going to tell you
decorated.
something bad, Mom.
I know, but I'm not going to throw out. I throw out enough money. I don't have to throw out $15.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway,
What's going on this weekend?
I don't know. I have nothing really planned other than coming here was my big event of the day.
Wait, what was the movie they showed? You were going to see a free movie last week.
Oh God, it was
What was it?
Unbeknownst to me, it was a Woody Allen movie.
What
That was
Woody
10
Allen
years-
movie?
Something magic under the moonlight, moonlight in the magic. It was awful.
Did you sit through the whole thing?
Yeah, because I hate walking out, and it was an hour and change. It wasn't, but I did fall asleep, as did everybody around me.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like a 5 minute.
Was it in the screening room?
in the movie room in
That's
our movie
really
room.
funny.
Yes, and it was not everybody. I don't want to say sold out. We don't pay for it. It was all the seats were taken.
You never liked Woody Allen.
Never, and I didn't realize it was a Woody Allen movie until I sat down and then
Why didn't you walk out?
I gave it a shot, and then some of us went out to a diner afterwards, and the girls that I went out with, we had a really fun time. It was fun.
That's fun. What
Yeah.
do you get? Like a tuna chicken salad
No,
sandwich?
it was dinner, and I
What'd
don't
you
know
get?
what I got. It was I didn't like.
Oh
Doesn't matter.
no! What did you order?
I got eggs Benedict. I like breakfast for
How
dinner.
do you fuck that up?
I just
if the
couldn't-
eggs aren't runny, it could be fucked up. I got eggs
No, it was
Benedict
runny.
this
No,
week.
it was just satisfactory. I ordered the wrong thing. But
Well,
that
hold
happens.
on. I'm sorry. I need a minute here. How do you fuck up breakfast for dinner? It's such a great
I guess
move.
the potatoes I didn't like. I said to myself when I saw the
The
monsters.
pepper or the peppers and the potatoes.
Yeah, well, that's how they make it.
You know, Felicia, I got to tell you something. Casey and I this week had a day date, and we went to Mitchell's Diner in Oceanside.
Oh,
And
what made you go there?
Because we want to go to the flower shop in Rockville Center. Nod to Jessica Weiss. We went there, and it was so good. I wanted to go back, but it was closed on a Monday.
Ah.
So I said, let's go to Mitchell's, because why? We had to go to Trader Joe's.
Oh, so
we
you were
hit,
there.
we hit up
Right.
the spots in Oside.
Right.
And I got myself some Eggs Benedict, and I knew I was going to like all those home fries. I said, no home fries.
Which is what
Let
I
me get
should have
some
done.
fruit.
Which is what I should have done. But
But
okay.
I also will say the eggs weren't as runny as I like. And sometimes I think Casey makes a better egg situation. And why are we wasting money going to a diner?
there you go. Yeah.
Can we also bring it back to I try to explain this to Casey. Growing up,
Yes.
we would go to the diner all the fucking time. It was like 4 days a week we'd go. And do you remember like Daddy, you guys always want to go to the diner, and I'd always be like, I don't want to go to the diner. I don't want to go to the diner, because I
Right.
felt like we'd go there all the time. I'm
Right.
like, I know this menu. I don't want to go to the diner. What was it like? We just went to the diner all the time.
It was easy, and you can get what you want, and it wasn't crazy expensive. Obviously,
time.
Then, now you might as well go to a fine restaurant; it's the same price. I don't know. We just would go to the diner,
Rainbow
But the whole-
Diner.
Yeah, but the whole neighborhood went to the diner.
But I really feel like we went like 3 days a week.
No, we didn't go 3 days. We went I don't even remember. Friday night. Yeah, we went a lot.
But now I have more respect for the diner, and it brings every time I go to a diner now, I think about Daddy. So I just wanted to say that. All right, so it's time for news. I don't have that much news because I think politics is getting in the way. But do you remember the game Oregon Trail?
Yes.
We used to play it on the computer.
Yes, yeah.
Apple's developing an action comedy movie with, this is great, because it's going to be a musical like Barbie was. I'm not going to say musical, but you know how Barbie had music?
Yes.
Benji Pasek and Justin Paul, who did, The Greatest Showman,
right.
La La Land, they're attached to it.
Wow.
I am psyched.
I think this is going to take a while to put together.
I know. Maybe Lena will be in high school by the time it comes out. There's a new English language Squid Game series in the works with David Fincher developing. That's a big move by David Fincher. He's huge.
So it's going to be like Squid Game?
It says English language. Remember, this was not English.
I understand that.
But the only other spinoff there was the challenge,
Right,
which was
right,
fantastic. You watched the challenge,
No,
right?
I didn't. I didn't.
Maybe you would like that.
Maybe. It's still on.
Well, it's still on. I mean, everything is still on. You can
That's
get
true.
everything anywhere.
Right. Everything. It's on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll see.
You don't know?
I enjoyed the real Squid Game
You love
because I knew the actors in it. Well, I didn't know it at the time, but now I know all the actors.
I know, but let's not forget how long it took you to watch
Took
it.
me a while because you kept, and I didn't realize how brutal it was going to be. It was brutal.
I mean, our holiday card was Squid Game, and you still hadn't even seen it when that
Right.
holiday card came
Right.
out.
Do you have some ideas for this coming? You don't have to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. So if you don't know, if you're not on our mailing list for the holiday card, and I hope some of you aren't, because that means everybody we know listens to this podcast. I'm hoping there's some people that don't know us personally. We do pop culture moments every single year, big moments of the year for a holiday card. And we're stressed this year about it, but we have something brewing.
Oh, okay.
We have something brewing, Felicia. We got to get on it.
Right.
But
I'm glad I'm not involved in that.
Are you ever involved in it?
No.
What do you mean?
No. I'm
The
just
only
saying.
thing you're involved in is judging it.
Right.
Judging it and being
going,
like, I don't like
last
it.
year was a shitty one.
Not nice.
No, not nice.
Casey even at one point said, let's just do like a real family shoot. And I was like, no, that is so boring. Like everybody else. I was like, no, I'd rather not do a card.
Right, like back in the 70s.
No, not back in the 70s, what everybody does. They
Right.
go to the tree, they do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a regular photo shoot. We do regular photo shoots every day on our iPhone.
That's true.
I want to do something unique and different,
True.
like my Halloween costume. Did you ever watch The Family Plan on Apple with Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan? There's going to be a sequel.
Wait a minute.
It was like a family movie. I never saw it.
I did. I think I did, but give me. Do you?
No, not Mark Wahlberg. The Family Plan.
Did he? I think he played in the. If I'm not mistaken, sort of like a guy who worked for the CIA or something.
Probably.
And he kind of like tries to like not do it because he's got his family, and they kind of drag him back in while he's on vacation. I think with his family.
I feel like you're right, Mom.
But
They're going to do a holiday sequel.
It was cute.
And Michelle Monaghan, she's so pretty.
It was cute.
Isn't she in Bad Monkey? She's the one in Bad Monkey.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but it was cute. It was cute.
Love that. All right,
Okay.
it's time for Uncircumcised Gems. Mom,
Yes.
we left last week and we both said we are going to watch the Billy Crystal show on Apple before. All week, I've been holding back from discussing this with you.
Can you let me go first?
I would love for you to go first.
Awful.
Can I go second?
Wait.
Awful.
I assume today the third episode came out.
I don't fucking care.
I know. My only relief in that show was that it was only a half hour. It was only a half hour.
I can't wait to discuss. Did you watch an entire episode?
Yes.
I couldn't get through it. Can you believe it?
Oh, God.
I don't want to see a kid. I don't like, okay.
I know.
The kid.
Not a comedy, by the way.
No,
At all.
It's a psycho thriller
Yeah,
situation.
right.
But I don't want to see a show about kid who's having like issues.
Right.
And like, it just really bothered me. I was like, I want to stick through it. You're right. It's not long.
It's almost like The Sixth Sense.
I thought that, it's funny. I was brought back to The Sixth Sense, but I thought I could watch The Sixth Sense.
I could watch The Sixth Sense. But
Why
not.
am I so bothered by this?
I don't know. It really, and I just, awful. Awful. I'd like to see because we're only in episode, finished episode 2.
I think there were 2 episodes out, right?
Yes.
Last week?
Last week. There's probably,
so
I don't know if
probably
they're
a
dropping
third
2
now.
or definitely a
Yeah.
third. So
So Billy Crystal is a
psychologist?
who deals
Psychiatrist?
with who deals with
Children.
kids. He's about to
Right.
retire, and like ends up like
his-
meeting a kid, and he's
Who needs his help.
He's Rosie Perez's
His
kid?
mother. Yeah. No, she's the foster mom.
That's what I didn't get to that point.
She's the foster mom.
because I was like, he doesn't look like Rosie's.
Yeah, no. Foster mom.
And who else is in it? There was somebody else that's famous.
Judith Light plays
Right.
Billy Crystal's dead wife. And he has
Visions of her.
Yeah.
She looks good.
She looks good.
Did you ever watch her in Transparency? If you haven't seen
Oh,
Transparency.
I did see Oh, my
with
God.
Jeffrey
you're going-
Tambor.
Oh, my God. That was a great show.
It was so good. And then, like, remember she had like a musical number at the end?
She's great.
I
She really
love
is.
her.
She is. She's terrific.
Love her. So before we didn't like, and we are not continuing.
Right.
We're strike. I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
not-
have to because
No, you don't
I've
have
got
to.
so much more to watch.
You could
I
do
don't wanna
whatever
waste
you
my
want.
time.
I watched and finished season 1 of Slow Horses. Did you do Slow Horses at all?
No, but I heard it was terrific.
It's good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Okay.
I'll start another season. Absolutely great acting. It went quick. It kind of gave me 24 vibes. I have the feeling like every season's going to be something like
a different disaster or a different
terrorist group or a
group.
different
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and everyone I know who watches it loves it. But
Yes.
there were so many other, when there's so many other things on, I'll say somebody commented that I call it a slow binge on my media diet because I post every week what I watch. Slow binge means I'm watching something, but it may take a few weeks to get through the entire thing. Binge means I'm watching it and I'll be done in 2 days.
Right.
Slow binge, respect. It's going to take me some time. But I finished season 1. What else did you watch this week?
Well, I just, as of this morning,
Ooh.
The Diplomat.
Season 2 started.
Season 2 started yesterday. Is only 6 episodes.
They all dropped?
Yes.
Did you finish it?
Today 5.5. So I got to 5 minutes because I looked at the time and I realized I had to be here. So I had to quickly
So that means you've been up since what time?
8 in the morning.
Why? How long are the episodes?
I started at
Oh, okay.
I was 45 minutes. It's only. Can I tell you
Please, because I don't watch it.
the best show so far? Love it.
Wow.
Everything else I've been watching is pure shit compared
Mike,
to this.
drop Felicia.
And the surprise person who was on towards the 5th season was Allison Janney.
Mom, 5th season or 5th episode?
Fifth episode.
Love Allison
Ja-
Janney.
And she plays the vice president. I got to tell you, it's a fast. It's fast.
So
In other words, it's
okay.
They talk fast. They're moving fast.
Is it Sorkin?
It's. I don't think it is, but it's almost like.
Does it
which
give
I
you
love.
West Wing vibes?
A tad.
Because Janie was in West Wing.
Yes. No kidding. I know.
I never did the West Wing.
Oh,
I know.
You
I
missed
know.
a really good.
I didn't. I gotta do it. It's on my. It's on my list.
But The Diplomat is
Wow.
finally.
So, are you mad at yourself that you binged it? Because you're telling me this is like the best show right now,
It
but
is
now you
because
have
now I'm
nothing
gonna
to watch.
And right now I'm gonna. I mean, obviously, when I go home, I'll finish it up, and then I'll pray for season 3.
Pray for season 3.
Yeah, which
Do
I
you
think
know
they
how
have.
many episodes season 1 is? Because
8? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it this weekend.
But it was. It was so good.
So is season 1 so good?
Yes, that's why I could.
Can you tell me?
No.
No. I'm
What-
asking
about
for like
what
a
it-
log line. Like,
A log line. What does that mean? Oh,
Like,
yeah. No, I don't
who
know.
does Kerry Russell play?
Oh, she plays the ambassador to the United States.
That's what I'm asking.
And
What
they
is the
put
show
her in
about?
different posts. Well, she's got to, run around like a lunatic trying to make things politically wise, make it nice. And
Is it kind of like she's Olivia Pope in Scandal? No, because
no,
Olivia,
she was the
okay.
fixer.
Right.
She was more of a fixer. She has a fixer standing with her, but it's really a good show.
Who else is in it that's famous?
Well, it's Kerry Russell. Her husband plays.
Oh, is it Matthew Reese?
No.
Who's her?
No, that's
who's her husband?
that they were in the Americans together.
Oh, that's why I'm confusing this.
Right. No, they
It's
were
not
spies in the Americans.
Americans.
Apples and oranges. Totally different. Totally different.
Oh, so who's her husband in this?
I think his name is Rufus Sewell, and he is so good as her husband. So good.
Rufus. He's handsome.
He's very handsome.
What's he from?
He's from he's not a kid. I mean, he's not.
I know. I'm looking him up.
He's been in a lot of things.
Oh, he was
lot
in
of
The
things.
Legend of Zorro and Helen of Troy. He's
He's had a lot of little things,
Wow.
but he's really good.
okay. You're really selling this, Fel.
Yeah, it was the best thing that I've watched in quite a few months.
Wow.
Yeah. Better than The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, did you finish that?
I did.
Wow. Felicia doing God's work here.
It was, it was pleasant.
So
it was
you're
okay.
saying if anyone's got to go back, do The Diplomat, not
Yes.
Lincoln Lawyer.
Yes. Yeah.
When
if you love
did The
Lincoln Lawyer.
Diplomat drop?
Yesterday.
Wow.
Yesterday.
I'm so proud of you. What did you think? We both watched. I know it was your homework assignment, but it was a good homework assignment, Martha.
Well, the good thing about Martha was it was just
2
one
hours.
episode, 2 hours. I kept thinking, I've seen this, and I realized I did see this, but maybe they added some more.
No, here's the thing, Mom.
Which kind of, I kept thinking, they've done this already.
No. I'm going to tell you why.
I know,
You're
because
confused.
she's, no.
No,
All right,
listen
go
to
ahead.
me.
Okay.
What we watched
Yes.
and what we've discussed on the pod before
Yes.
was Max's documentary on Martha Stewart
Right.
that was 3 episodes that covered same thing.
Right.
But the difference is Martha was not in it.
Right.
So this is a big leap having Martha in it.
Right.
And I thought it was fantastic because of that. Okay? Hearing how bitter she is about all those men. I didn't get that vibe from the Max documentary.
Okay.
And another advantage to this version is hearing the letters, well, not the letters, the journal she wrote in prison and getting the first account from her what prison was like.
Right.
I don't think Max covered that she was in solitary confinement at one point.
Well, I don't remember that. Why was she in solitary?
Because she brushed a guard.
Okay.
They
They were out for her.
I know.
Because
and that we got in the Max doc as
yeah.
well.
Anybody else would have not gotten a prison sentence.
I didn't know her father was a bigot when she wanted to marry her husband. Her dad said he's a Jew.
Right.
But I didn't know like all the affairs. She's very open about having an affair. Yeah, she said she had an affair. Well, she said she kissed. She like basically kissed.
Whatever. She wouldn't have probably.
But then that other man that she dated for 15 years and then he like,
Said bye-bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, so you probably didn't realize that like Martha wasn't in the Max version.
No,
when
I
you were
did
watching
realize it, but it still was obviously, it's nothing, it was nothing new.
For me, the new stuff was hearing her talk about prison.
Okay. From her point of view.
Yeah.
Right.
And the graphic, it was like she was explaining what her room looked like, what her jail, what the cell looked like, and then the graphics would draw it out. This is my doc recommendation of the week. It's 2 hours. It's on Netflix, and I love her comeback. Also, the Max version did not play like the Justin Bieber roast.
Right.
That was her comeback.
Right.
Like she's back. She's best friends with Snoop Dogg now.
Yeah, they're a great team together.
Because of this documentary, I'm now following her on Instagram. I never did.
Oh.
Do you follow her?
No.
You should.
Why? So I have to see how she makes a table? Or
No.
I know she once said, how do you fold a fitted sheet?
I mean, I hate
Which
folding
which I
fitted
still can't
sheets.
do.
If she can teach me how to fold a fitted sheet, no,
but you have to watch it on YouTube over and over and over again.
You're absolutely right. Have you
get
ever
it.
tried doing that?
No.
That's so funny because I
sometimes-
have.
That's the one thing about when I do laundry, doing my sheet, not washing it, not drying it, folding it. And I'll let it sit for a few days because I look at it and I go, oh, and it's only a queen size. It's not even a king anymore, but I hate it. Anyway. Yeah.
I too don't know how to fold a fitted sheet, have saved how to do it on Instagram, but still don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Try to do it.
Yeah.
No, her Instagram is kind of like how hot she is now. I wish they covered her skincare routine and what work she's had done because she's like 80.
Right.
She looks amazing.
She does look great.
She doesn't look like she's had too much work done.
And she doesn't look ridiculous.
She doesn't look
She
ridiculous.
probably should ask her who a plastic surgeon is.
Well, if
who a dermatologist is.
All right, so next time I see her, I'll ask
You'll
her.
ask, right.
By the way, Cyndi Lauper was at Madison Square
I
Garden
heard.
this week.
I heard.
Do you know how old she is? Because I was blown away by this.
I suspect she's 70.
She's 71. I didn't realize you guys were so close in age.
Yes.
She's out in the 80s doing Goonies and singing. I didn't know you guys
What
were
do you mean doing Goonies?
Well, she has a song in Goonies.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that you guys were
What do you
basically
think, she was in her 50s?
No, so like
60s?
in the
You don't think about it.
No. In the 80s, I thought she was in her 20s. You weren't in your 20s in the 80s.
No.
I thought she was in her 20s.
Right.
So I was kind of blown away that she was 71. I heard the
okay.
concert was fine. I heard it was fine.
I'm sure it was. She wouldn't go out there unless it,
Yeah. Casey and I have a new show we're watching on Max. Casey, I'm going to want you to chime.
which is
This show you would hate.
probably, what is the name?
It's Florida Man. It's Man.
Oh,
Basically like everything.
It's scripted.
Everything ridiculous happens
About
in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, like all the weird stuff. Explain it.
The premise is, well, we all know that ridiculous shit happens in Florida.
You know, like murders.
Now, some people attribute that to the recreational drug use, the habitual drug use. But apparently in Florida, I've heard they are different than every other state in that the details of every arrest become public immediately. Whereas in some states...
I didn't know this.
Yes. In some states, the details of an arrest are withheld until after the trial. This is what I've heard. So because of that, people assume that more crazy stuff happens in Florida. Now, I do think an imbalanced amount of crazy stuff does happen, but we're also simultaneously more aware of it because of their laws regarding
They
the
show it right
information.
away instead of holding it back.
Exactly. So this series finds the most insane stories in Florida.
Yeah, they must have casted, like put out a casting call for, has a weird thing happened to you in Florida?
So they take these stories, they find the people involved, and they actually
real people.
narrate their own stories while there's a reenactment with really funny comedians reenacting it.
Simon Rex is in an episode.
Is there
The fella from I Think
it
You Should Leave is in it.
Yeah, I think this show is like I know a lot of my guy friends would love this. Like KC's humor. Does it feel
It's
right?
the same people that did
Righteous Gemstones.
Righteous Gemstones. I feel like they were involved in Eastbound and Down.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a Danny McBride episode. That's definitely got to be coming down the hopper.
It's hilarious. Like the first episode is about this guy who needed money to go to a concert. He needed
Bass Nectar.
and he goes on Craigslist and he finds a guy that will pay him money to cut his toes off.
Oh, where did I hear that? I heard that from somebody, probably on maybe Andy's show about. I heard it somewhere. People talking about how insane that is.
Cut his toes off and eat it. And the reenactment is so
It's disgusting.
well, it's so funny.
And the guy wanted him to bring a friend, so he brings an
Yes.
Orlando Magic cheerleader who's a friend of his.
Who's played by Ego Nawadim. Am I saying her name right? The hilarious girl from SNL, the black girl. She's amazing.
I can't even.
Well, if you want to know what happens, I'm not going to spoil this one. Watch it. And by the way, these episodes are like 25 minutes. Like quick, easy.
How many episodes are
right
there?
now? There's like only 2 out. We've watched them both. But it's a certain type of humor. Felicia just goes, that's not
That's
fun.
not funny.
Felicia goes, that's not
the
funny.
toe thing is not a funny thing.
No, but seeing it reenacted. And then the next episode is about a guy who's an alligator bit his arm off.
Yeah.
And this guy looks like he's done so much meth, so much crystal meth.
Did he lose all his teeth?
Basically. But he's so happy. And when these people are telling their stories, they're just like, oh my God. Like they show like, can I take a picture of the crew? Like they're.
Is that because they want to be on? Everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
Which is what makes me nuts about what's happening in this internet world or this computer world or this Insta world.
Talking about people that want to be famous, the Love is Blind reunion was on this week. And I thought it was 90 minutes of pure entertainment. My one critique is for the hosts, Nick and Vanessa Lachey. Look, they did fine asking the questions, but some jokes they tried to get in didn't land properly. So I think they need some work there.
Wouldn't that be the writer's fault?
Yeah. I don't know if they're ad-libbing the jokes. Nick dropping like Taylor Swift's titles left and right. It was weird. But I will say this. The Bravo reunions, like Housewife reunions, you know how they flash back to the show?
Right.
They'll show the scenes in the show and then they'll talk about it. There was not really a flashback. They got right into it. They also asked all of the questions for all the things that weren't filmed, that weren't caught on camera. The biggest thing for me was the couple who I told you about, the sperm donor, the guy actually had the baby, and I predicted that they were not going to be together by this reunion.
Right.
Not only are they still together, they're very happily married, because when this reunion was filmed, the two couples had been married a year already. The fact that they have been married together and they've been together while we hadn't known,
and kept it under wraps.
Kept it under wraps. So she was like, I knew all this. She's like, he told me how these kids came to be. He told me, And he said, and I found this really interesting, he told her about it, but then they were like, you got to put this on camera. It's part of your story.
Right.
He didn't want to because he wanted to protect the kids.
What? You know,
I know.
that's somewhat admirable.
I
guess.
agree.
How many kids?
Maybe 2 or 3.
Not 200 or 300?
No. That was the other doc.
Right.
So I had to respect that. Like, they had to have a conversation just for the camera. I thought it was really entertaining. Nick got it handed to him because apparently everybody's been on Hannah. I just was entertained for 90 minutes. I thought I was falling asleep, but I wasn't falling asleep. I was really into it. And they said Love is Blind's coming back February, Minneapolis. This show is fantastic.
Glad I don't watch it. Another waste of time.
You know what I did watch?
What?
After we spoke last week?
What?
Woman of the Hour.
And what did you think?
It was a week of serial killers for me. So, and I'll tell you why, because I also did the Zodiac. This is Zodiac Speaking, the Zodiac Killer documentary on Netflix, which was 3 episodes. So first, Woman of the Hour. I really thought it was really well done. And I'll tell you why. It wasn't gory at all.
Well,
Anna Kendrick cut. Like, they cut.
Right.
They didn't show anything that made me go, oh my God,
Right.
why are they showing this? You know, like, it was a respectful choice. I thought it was very well done. Now, I just want to say, you said at one point, these women, like, the girls are so stupid, right?
Right.
The message I got from this movie was that nobody believes women. That the women aren't that stupid. The friend tried to say something.
Right.
Women are not believed. That's the theme of the story, Mom. I'm a little upset with you.
I didn't love the show. I didn't love it.
Last week you were like, you guys should watch it.
Well, you should. I mean, just because that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right. You know, I mean, there must be people.
And the smart girl was the chick that the runaway.
Right.
She got him caught.
Yeah.
But shame on. I mean, he got out, and then he killed more people.
Oh well.
So shame on our judicial system.
Yes, that too.
And the issue is, and this came up in the Zodiac. By the way, the Zodiac. Let's discuss Zodiac. That took place
in the early 70s.
Yeah. Do you remember any of this? I wrote this. Felicia, recall this case.
So, where did it take place? In California or
yes.
New York? Always
by
California.
San Francisco.
By San Francisco.
No, it's always Florida, but.
Well.
Do you remember this?
Very little of it. Very little that I can't even sound smart enough to comment.
I had no idea this was a cold case for so long. But all the signs were there of who did it. So, like, this is a shame on, like, why couldn't they catch this guy?
Why couldn't
Because
they?
now he's not alive.
Right.
Why couldn't they catch him? I thought there was plenty of evidence, but they're still calling this a cold case. Meanwhile, he was close to this family of kids, and he would take their dad was in jail for sexual assault, and he got really close to these kids that he taught. He was a teacher. He was a fucking teacher, and he was hanging out with these kids, taking them on road trips, murdering somebody, and going back to them. Right?
Another lovely man.
As they got older, he confessed to one of these men. Why isn't that confession enough to put this guy away?
I don't know. Do they say hearsay or
it's really disturbing, and it's still a cold case to this
why
day.
I can't watch any of those shows because most of them are so disturbing.
I found it like super educational. Like I felt like I was watching History Channel. Like holy shit!
Apparently, Netflix loves pumping out those documentaries about.
Well, I hope this is a learning lesson
and serial killers. I hope so.
On what we should do and how we should behave. I liked it, guys. But the documentary of the week for sure is Martha. All right, give me, I have a funny story for you. It's part of the Bravo Minute. Casey, did you know, this is funny because the Dodgers win. There's a guy on the OC, the Real Housewives of the OC, who's engaged to one of the girls, Jen. This guy, Ryan, he was involved with legal heat after he was accused of the $17 million gambling scandal with Ohtani. Did you know about this? A guy's tied to this from the Housewives guy?
No, I did not.
I thought that was super interesting that you would find that really interesting. This guy worked very closely with the guy that went to prison. I think his name is Matthew. The guy that the bookie. Okay, I'm looking at you. So I thought that was really interesting. Tamra Judge. By the way, for the record, Mom, Felicia gave me some Tamra Judge CBD gummies that I did not enjoy. I think there's something real strong in that. I had to return them.
That's probably why I like it. Because it is strong. And it only takes one.
Tamara was like accusing Ryan of being involved with the FBI and all this shit, and everyone's like, that's not true. True. It came out, but he actually wasn't charged with any crime after he cooperated with authorities.
Well, that's the deal he made.
Yeah.
I cooperate.
I think he just worked with the bookie that like went to jail. And Otani is, I mean, this was a big news. Casey, give us a quick log line so Felicia understands the Otani of it all.
Basically, when they arrested the bookie, they found wire transfers equaling like $15 million from Shohei Ohtani's account
Who is a Dodgers player, like
to the bookie.
The biggest contract ever. This guy's making
$700 million, 10 years.
Wow.
And this was right after the deal had happened. So Major League Baseball and the Dodgers and everybody just panicked because they can't have that kind of scandal with literally the biggest international superstar in baseball history. So immediately his interpreter comes out and says, oh, those are my gambling debts, and Shohei Ohtani covered them for me because he's such a good man and such a good friend. He was literally being interviewed by ESPN. Minutes after he did the interview, they were like, oh, that's also could get him suspended just for wiring money to a known illegal bookie. So then they backpedaled and said, no, this guy went behind his back and stole the money from Shohei Ohtani, and he never knew. Now, the skepticism is, how do you not notice $15 million missing from your accounts? But this guy confessed. He went away for prison, and they pretended like Shohei Ohtani had nothing to do with it.
And now he won the World Series.
And now he just won the World Series. People believe that this guy took the fall for him.
Is he Korean?
He's Japanese.
You would love him.
By the name, I was going to say he's Japanese.
There's a conspiracy theory
You knew
that this
he was
guy took the
Japanese.
fall and that this guy's going to get out of prison in a couple of years and find $10 million in his account for doing soft time for taking the fall for the biggest international superstar in baseball history.
And I love that it ties to the Real Housewives of the OC. Real Housewives of New York. It's just, I don't know. I'm not loving this season. Jessel, the girl that you don't like, had a Clueless party, a Clueless birthday party. She turned 40.
Clueless?
The movie.
Yes.
Great idea.
Okay.
Everybody come in Clueless outfits.
Right.
Except she wore outfits, but none of them from the movie. Like, she should have worn exact outfits from the movie. Potomac, too many new faces. I'm getting confused by all the new faces. And all of a sudden, they had a flashback, and I realized, oh my God, Candace and Chris are not on the show anymore. And I kind of miss them. And Karen is telling this new girl, Stacy, that she thinks she's boring. I feel like when a housewife says out loud that somebody's boring, it means that they're really trying hard to like produce a story. Like, you're boring. Like,
We need more from you.
Yeah, step up.
Step up.
Interesting that they use that. And the OC reunion's on next week. Maybe you could just watch the reunion. Let me ask you this. You listen to all the Bravo satellite shows.
Well, I don't listen to,
Jeff Lewis, Andy.
and that's it.
You listen to it, but you don't watch any of these shows. So
No. But I somehow it all
makes
is
sense
in my head. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And Southern Charm is coming back. Can't wait. All right, Felicia, it's time. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni.
No, Mom, it's what we're talking. It's what we're watching.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to watch The Diplomat. There's a new show coming on Max, Like Water for Chocolate. It was a novel.
I thought it was
Wasn't there a movie?
There was a movie.
Now there's a series. I'm not going to watch it. I just wanted to say it out loud.
Interesting.
My Old Ass is a movie that's coming out on Prime on the 7th. And I want to watch it.
And that
It looks funny. It's like a funny, cute.
my old ass. I should be watching that.
Yeah, but it's about younger girls. But it's on Prime. It'll be fun. I think there's not that much on this week because
Of the election.
yeah.
And
So,
anything that would have been on Tuesday night, of course, won't be.
right. And there's no sports on this week, right, Kay?
I mean, every other major sport is happening other than baseball.
Well, obviously baseball's done.
Hockey, basketball, football, it's all happening.
Okay, great. It's all happening. So I really want to see this movie, Honora. Have you
Honora?
heard? Yeah.
In the movies? Or,
Yeah. I kind of want to go to the movies this week.
and what is that about?
It's
And who's in it?
this girl who is in one of my favorite shows, Better Things. It's a romantic comedy drama. And I heard that it's going to probably be up for the Oscars.
Really?
And yeah. And I really, really want to see it. I've only heard good things.
Honora, A-N-O.
R.A. It's about a stripper who's living in Brooklyn. Yeah. She's unhappy with her life.
Who plays?
The girl that was in Better Things, this young actress. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
now it's bye, Felicia.
Should I say it?
You could say it.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni.
Bye. I should have said bye Marni instead of bye Felicia.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.